I know you all had a full day and tired. Some are sleepy. So I'll make it short. Then you can- okay. I'm going to question about this whole concept of environmental sustainability because when urbanization was taking place at a rapid pace, we never considered about the environmental impact, or we never could consider about the environment. So it was overlooked. So the damage is done, and the results are now experienced. Everyone is now concerned. We have, during the last 5 or 6 years, we have seen almost every disaster that we have heard of. Hurricanes, tornadoes, tsunamis, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, I mean, you name it, everything has been experienced during the last 10 years, and its occurrence is now becoming more and more frequent. So now it is becoming trendy to be eco-friendly. Everyone wanted to be eco-friendly. So we have green buildings, green malls, green, so you have heard of all that. Is it only cosmetic? Or have we really understood the real issues of environmental sustainability and address this? Or we are trying to be a little trendy and label us as green? And especially in this era of globalization, everything boils down to rupees and cents, right? But how much seriousness are we putting into this? Is it only economic? And isn't it more complex and complexity that we need to seriously ponder about? So environmental sustainability could not be achieved unless green is seen as a value creation, I agree. So everybody is trying to argue and say it saves energy, it saves money, it creates more value. So it's more in economic sense, sustainability is now promoted. Now, when it comes to architecture and planning, is there anything called green architecture? We have heard a lot of lectures about green architecture, green cities. Is there anything called green architecture? Architecture is essentially green because it builds on the principles of ecosystems and environmental sustainability. Planning is the same. So, coining of words doesn't mean anything. If you are doing good architecture and good planning, it should be essentially green. So there can't be a green architecture or green planning, but we are talking a lot of things on green because that is, I'm asking, are we only doing it as a cosmetic exercise or have we really understood? Now, we are talking about the technological innovations on sustainability. But the sheer impact of human activity is what caused this damage and what caused everybody to talk about this innovation or in technology in environmental sustainability. I think we need an innovative intervention for human activities to protect the environment while we are promoting technological advances on one side. I'm not saying that it is, you can't ignore that, but it's one side of the same coin. Now we have heard a lot of speakers today talking about how energy could be reduced and all the technological innovation that can be used for saving natural resources. But I think we need to influence the human behavior to be more environmentally sustainable. Otherwise, whatever the technological advances that we make will not have the 100% result. Now, Shiromal was saying that we have 9.2 billion trees and four trees per person. Actually, world's population is going to reach 9 billion this century, and there will be 19 cities which will have more than 20 million people. I mean, this is scary. Currently, we have 29 megacities which has 10 million people, and we are now talking about 20 million people, which is double the size. Imagine if you have an epidemic or something in a city which has 20 million, it could be catastrophic. We can't even imagine what is going to happen. So, is what we are doing is enough? Is the one that we have to seriously think, because we need to have some innovative design to shape the physical environment. Now, appropriate city cares and building typologies will create positive impacts. Now, we are talking of skyscrapers, high-rises, and all built-up areas. You know, if you go to Maldives, it's a completely paved country with no greenery. Now, we are also getting closer to that, and Shiromal was saying that we were one of the most green cities. Very soon, at the rate we are going, we will be far behind. So, we also need some kind of locational development to accommodate the cultural diversity and identity of the communities, because we are now becoming globalized, the architecture is becoming international, and we are going in for typologies which are alien to us and which are more energy consumption, and now we are trying to mitigate and try to reduce energy use. So everybody is talking about renewable resources. We never talk about the biggest renewable resource we have, that is people. And collectively, people should contribute to this reduction of resource use and making the environmental sustainable. So I think we should have the focus on people while we have technological innovation to make people concerned and collectively responsible to achieve sustainability. And again, in countries like ours, can density be achieved without skyscrapers? Because we now have the trend of 30 stories, 40 stories, 47 stories, and are we catering to the right people? And who are these people who are building these skyscrapers? Because with the land prices, when you allow more and more skyscrapers, the land prices are also going up. And we are driving away more people into the periphery of the cities, which is making this urban sprawl inevitable. Now we are seeing that happening in Colombo. This sprawl is now going far beyond the city limits. We are now talking of a metropolitan region because it has now grown. So it is time that we really think how we could achieve the density without going beyond a certain height. I'm not saying that we should completely ignore skyscrapers, where there are locations which may require for economy, but this current land prices in Colombo is basically driven by the density that we are allowing. And if we don't allow beyond a certain limit, then naturally people will have to spread and the cityscape will become more manageable, because more higher you go, the resources that you require to maintain and manage the properties will also go high. And we will need people like Gregors to come all the time to help us to reduce the energy use. And also this sustainability is now is seen as a kind of philanthropy. or public relationship or compliance. People do it because you have to do it because it's regulatory or something like that. And the bigger corporations and companies are doing it as a kind of it's philanthropy thing. So we are doing a green building. To whom? And what's the kind of benefit? So this is the time that we should seriously think this is not a philanthropy. This is a must that everyone should do because otherwise it's going to affect everybody. It is not a business opportunity either because it may give a lot of money to us as designers or energy managers or whoever, but you should not consider this as a business opportunity. It's our own survival. Let's try to think again and look at this innovatively and try to promote this people resource to make things around. Thank you.